Welcome to You Know What It Is podcast, man. It's your boy,
Javari.
And we are back today.
You know they call me Big Glock, little bitch.
Shotzi's here, Randy's here, Vic's here.
That's good.
And
That's
today
good.
we have a special guest. We have Mike Xavier, man.
Woo!
Hey.
In the building.
Yes, sir.
So, Mike Xavier is here, and I've been privy to be sitting on the couch with him because my guy Vic Smith actually, he plugged me in. He got me introduced. He put me onto these hip hop and poetry. He made me open my eyes, and I wanted to talk to the man who was behind the scenes. I wanted to talk to Mike.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir. So, Mike, where you from? Who are you? You're in Vegas.
What's your
Why
story?
are you here?
Yeah,
It's my
tell us your
story.
story.
What's going on?
Yo, I'm from LA actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I came out to Vegas in late 2015. I didn't get out to doing anything in Vegas until April 2016.
Right.
And I just been grinding ever since, man. And in the music scene, even in the business scene now, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been an entrepreneur, my whole life. I started selling like candies out of this vending machine that I found in my grandpa's garage when I was in elementary school. I hooked it up and we used to tell all the kids like, hey, come to the corner right here. You can buy candies from my vending machine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a hustler at heart. So with the music thing, it just went hand in hand, because I just knew how to grind,
What side of the fence do you feel like you are that you enjoy more? The music side or the behind the scenes?
Oh, man.
That's a good
Right.
question.
That's
It
a good
is,
question.
it is.
Yeah. Well, because when I think about like performing, it's fun to perform,
Right.
to get up and do your thing. But then it's probably like a good balance because at the same time, it's a lot to go through all that. Like this last show we just did at Brooklyn Bowl, actually, that was cool because I had an issue with the hotel. We were staying at Caesars, and when we got to Caesars, they were like, we don't even have a room for you, So that took like a whole hour to work out. But at the same time, if I would have been performing, I would have had to been stressing about being at Brooklyn Bowl to get the sound check done and do all this other stuff. So in that sense, it was cool to not even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, ooh, I'm chilling. I didn't even have to do anything. I just, I got there and did some behind the scenes stuff. But then on the flip side, when you get up on stage and you got the band and you grooving and people are just vibing with you, it's hella fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like really I enjoy both. That's why I do both. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I have like it's probably split evenly right up the middle.
Balance.
It's a healthy balance. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, I went to the last two shows, the Brooklyn Bowl show and the San Diego show.
Fire.
Both fire.
Thanks, man.
And you jump on stage and you not only host, but you get up there and you do your thing.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that actually because I always used to host them too. And when we did the first Brooklyn Bowl, I was like, should I have a host or should I not have a host? Because what happens is you're always working when you do all that, when you're performing and you're hosting. It's fun, but not as much fun as if you're just watching. Right. Like when people come to check out the show.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm trying to chill, man. I want to have a drink. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm performing, I be trying to not drink because I don't want to like mess up on stage and forget my lyrics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool until after you perform, but before that, it's like, oh man, can't chill. But when you're not performing and doing any of that, when you're spectating, when you're spectating, you just start chilling from the get go. You know what I'm saying? So I like that a lot. And so I just mentioned that because I didn't have a host. I had a host in Brooklyn Bowl, and I did not have a host in San Diego. But even in San Diego, it was cool, but I still would have much preferred to chill.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the host out there to do that, and I don't mind. I can do it, but when I think about it, it's cool to just sit back. And even when I perform at the shows, it's just a few minutes, none really special because it's not about me. It's about the other performers,
Right. What made you jump from doing music like as your career to let me go ahead and try to put others on, and in a way such as I'm going to put together hip hop events, and not just work like strictly with certain artists and stuff like that?
Well, so we started doing this back in 2019. I think June was the first one, 2019, and It goes back a little bit actually, because I think what ended up happening is I was getting to all these venues, you know, and when I first started out in Vegas, I used to look at these venues like, man, I can't wait to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then but I also realized that a lot of the artists didn't have the opportunities to do that, you know, for whatever reason, whether it was just like the venue's not taking them so serious or whatever. But I knew that they would take me serious like that because I had already had this relationship with them. So I feel like I could ask and get taken a little more serious at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so my thought was just like, because I had this other event that was an open mic that was cool. And I was always just trying to curate something. And so with the hip hop and poetry, it was like, I felt like I could pick just dope talent to get on stage and that people would enjoy, whether it's the hip hop or it's poetry, that people would just love the vibe. And so I just think I have like this, you know, knack, they say, for picking talent that people would enjoy on stage. And so it was a combination of that and just trying to give people an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a win-win. I'm a person that likes to create win-win situations, regardless of what it is. If it's business, if it's music or whatever. It's like with the hip hop and poetry, you could come and check out the show and know nothing about anybody who's coming up, and you'll love the show, right? Yep. And for a performer, you're performing in front of somebody that maybe they didn't know who you are, and this is new. This is a new reach for you, which is cool. So everybody's winning. You know, I just like to create situations like that. So what could you be mad at? You know what I'm saying?
That's how you create a strong foundation, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, because how, you know, if everybody's eating, then what's there to be mad at? You know?
Facts.
Like, do you feel like it's much easier doing this out here than it would be doing it in LA? Like curating talent, putting them together, or do you feel like the talent is so abundant out there that you would be able to just pull from anybody?
So I have experience with that because I did a show in LA. I did the same show in LA.
Okay.
And it was cool, but I will say that it was, initially I thought it would be easier because it's like there's poets and hip hop artists everywhere.
Yeah.
But what I found is usually I'm not physically there to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I lived in LA, I knew where to go to find the talent. But I'm not in LA. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all the research online, social media, trying to find people, different things like that. And so there's such an abundance of people that are dope out there. But what I realized when I was trying to put together this show in LA is that not a lot of them are online like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's like the unspoken people that like when you go to the shows, like you know who they are, but it's not like they run and be like and post a clip online. It doesn't really happen like that. I felt like, you know,
media presence
yeah, they just, because you know, I hear this often. It's like some people say like I'm an artist, no matter what art they do, but they're not into social media. And so I felt like a lot of the people that were dope, they were just dope in person, but you didn't see them online. Okay. And so that's what I ran into, is that I was looking for this talent, and I knew some talent, and the show was still cool, but I was just like, it wasn't as many as I thought it would be. Now, if I was physically there, I know where I could go and just find a bunch of dope people, you know, but I wasn't out there. So it wasn't necessarily easier to do it in LA. I'll say that. But there's plenty of talent. It's just harder to find them.
What's your process like to get talent for your shows? Like, do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? Are there auditions? Like, how do you vet people and decide who's going to be in the show? Do you, like, tell people, no, you can't be in the show?
So I told somebody the other day that has been trying to get on the show why he hasn't been on the show. I told him that. But it's because, for one, I think it's good to give people constructive criticism so that they can grow. I know I appreciate it, you know? So if you're trying and you're really trying and you're not getting upset, I can understand that. So let me tell you how you can get a little better to, like, you know, step your game up. Because for me, I have to take it seriously because I want people to know if they're coming, it's going to be a dope experience. So you really can't, it's not the place to be like, you could try it or let's see what you got. It's not that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes the show different. It's just like, if people are going to perform, they're going to be dope. But also, it's harder to get onto the show because of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just look for people that are going to just like kill it on stage, really. I don't care where they come from or if they've never performed before. But if they got it, then they got it. It's kind of how I look at it. And so I think that evens out the playing field because it's not necessarily about how long you've been doing it or where you've done it at or all this, like the track record necessarily, because it's not about that. It's just about exposing you to new people that are going to appreciate what you're doing. So like, we just had the open mic, and the open mic, there were some dope people there that had I known about them before, it would have been on the show. But I didn't know about them, you know? So that's why that was a cool experience too.
Yeah.
Because here's these people that like, I've never heard of them, but I would have put them on stage, you know? And now I know who they are. And so that was really cool. But yeah, it's just about, I just want people to have a really dope experience. And I'll tell you this specifically about, you know, one of the things that I look for is like, in San Diego, Brooke, right? I was telling Brooke this, okay? Because you were there too. So how I analyze things, right? Because I've been in that same position, and I always respect that. So whenever I would perform, especially at open mics, it's loud. A lot of people are talking. They'll just be like, the whole bar is popping and be like, all right, it's your turn. And if you go up there and you're just like intimidated by that, and you're just, you know, you're not doing it because you feel like people are not paying attention or whatever, that's cool. But I always felt like it's your responsibility to get people to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? If you're the performer, go up there and do your thing, and the people will just tune into you if they're really vibing with what you're doing. And so that's how I always approach it. So I never had a problem with starting a performance in a loud room because I knew I would quiet them down. You know what I'm saying? I felt confident like that. And so with like Brooke, for example, when she was out there in San Diego, I put her on right after the break. But that was because I felt confident also that she, just like when you start, same thing. But I felt like after the break is important, just like the first act of the night is important. But when she came up, it was loud. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if really.
It was.
Yeah, it was loud.
Clinking, people was laughing.
The energy in the room was just moving.
Yeah, because
everybody had drinks.
Yeah, everybody had drinks.
Good show.
Everybody's vibing, and that's cool. And so the person that comes straight out the gate after that has to just like, man, it's just tough being in that situation. And so she did her thing, and she held it down, and they quieted down, and she had their attention. So I look for that kind of stuff. Somebody that's going to be confident on stage and like, just do your thing, you know? And she did it. So that's what I'm talking about. It's just people that are going to command attention.
Have you checked out our shameless plug, our playlist on Spotify and Apple Music?
No, I have not actually.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
You should really listen to it.
But I will say though, I did check out the podcast. Is it Quick made it? How you say his name? I don't want.
Right?
Quick made it. Yeah.
Quick made it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the most recent one we did with him?
Well, I seen a couple ciphers in here.
Oh yeah.
If this was a spot, which I don't know if this was a spot, but I just knew like
Yes,
there was
sir.
like a whole thing and he was connected with it. But he had one of the beats actually, and because I'm the type of person like I pay attention, you know. So maybe I'm not out everywhere all the time, but I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I just know. Like he can know somebody, and I'll just put that in my head one time, and I'll just be like, "Yo, man, I seen that you did this, right?" I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I could just remember a lot of things like that. So I just seen that there was a cipher with Kenyatta, I think it was. Vic was on it, and Ricky North was on it, and so so that was cool because that was all tied into this, and so I'm just trying to put people on, man. So I pay attention. So I knew about the podcast and whatnot. Haven't checked out the playlist.
Check out the playlist.
Yeah, I gotta check the playlist.
Started from the cipher, the playlist, because first it was just the cipher artists, but then we like just opened it up to Las Vegas artists, and you should really check it out because it's like some really quality talent. You're mentioning Quick. A lot of the artists on there have song. Yeah, have a song.
Right.
He's on there. He's on playlist. He has a song.
Nice.
Quick. But yeah.
What's the name though, so I can make a mental of that? Willie. That's like the artist names on the playlist. Willie. All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Jerry the Black too. I always see him here. I don't see him here today.
Right. Where you at, Jerry?
Yeah.
He has the group message. I don't know.
Jerry just pops up when he wants.
Yeah, he'll be here in like 15 minutes and be like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, man. But see, I'm just fans of these guys. You know.
Yeah.
I always used to think like, still, it's like, because initially a lot of people ask me like, oh, you know, like why you do the show? It is. I feel like it just didn't make sense to other people because it's like.
Makes sense to me.
Because I could perform.
Show makes sense to me. Keep doing it, bud.
But see, that's what I'm saying. To me, I was just like, it don't matter, you know. Like I'm just trying to create a dope experience for people because I never felt like if Vic is doing something or you're doing something, that makes people not like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they could like Vic and like me and like Jerry and like everybody else. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I was never like it didn't bother me. So I'm trying to build everybody up. I always felt like there's that quote, you know, like you don't gotta dim somebody else's light for you to shine.
Yeah, for you to shine.
It's like just everybody win.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody shines.
Yeah, everybody
It's a win-win
shine.
situation.
And just like what you're saying, I mean, that's the purpose of this podcast. We bring light to a lot of things. Before the hip hop and poetry events were actually happening, we had a lot of the people that were going to be on the lineups. we had podcasts with them.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to them, sat down with them, and then it finally culminated to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was a big thing, and I see it. So it's like if I see it, I'm pretty sure a lot of other people see it. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, I don't listen to a lot of mainstream anymore.
Right.
So I like to find the local artists that are actually trying to put forth their best effort, that are actually making good music, and that want to be on stages like that. You know what I mean? Because we actually do events and stuff out here too. So it's like I want to find that and bring that down to the art district. You know what I mean? Because it's not down here like that.
Mm-hmm. That's why when we did the open mic, because we just crossed the street.
Yeah.
We just crossed the street, but that was cool because, I mean, everybody just vibe with it, man.
Yeah,
and I had so many people that said that they tried to check it out, but they couldn't get in, you know, or they didn't get in because you got to really squeeze by people. You know what I'm saying? Vic was like, "Is there a cover?" Right? Because there's so many people coming in and out of there. Like, it's cool that it was a free thing, you know, because people, I feel like, expected it to be a paid experience. You know what I'm saying? And it was
packed all night, though.
Yeah, it was packed.
There was people just coming in and out, but it stayed full.
Now, could that be because it was free? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Well, not probably. It would have been packed your way, but I know when I'm like when I see stuff, and especially if I don't expect it, like events and stuff, and it's free, like it just hit different. Like so,
it's a magnet.
And then people really liked. I feel like when stuff free, they like to venture out and like different things. Like I feel like a lot of people don't have the confidence to search like open mics near me,
right?
And like just to even attend them. A lot of people like, or they don't have the same type of friends that want to attend them. So events like that are just really cool because I think it brings like just a lot of different people in the door.
Right.
And you know, I'll share this with you guys too because it's a lot of things on the back end that people don't see on the surface, right? And so even when we talk about the open mic and the open mic was free and that was cool, there's also other things to consider because for one, like people couldn't get in, right? And then there was more people in there than anticipated, right? So now you have people that are standing for quite a bit of time, you know what I'm saying? And then also it's just tough too because like performers, like we did 20 people.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And that's a lot of performers, but still there's people that come and like they're in line, but they're on the back of the line, and so they might feel a type of way because now they waited in line, they're not performing, you know what I'm saying? So even with the free thing, it's also like, do you have a fee to make it a small fee to make it a better experience for those that really want to attend? Because now maybe there's not as many people, so now it's more of an enjoyable experience, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's trying to just like balance things out because there was like a lot of people that were just looking in, and they didn't come in because it was too packed to do so. But maybe they would not have come in if there was a small fee.
Right.
But then at the same time, now if they're chilling, that's like a cool little date night. You know what I'm saying? They got some drinks, they're chilling, they watching a little show. Like that's a cool experience. So
it was like a spontaneous, like we just happened to.
Right. It's trying to create like
that was rapping up there with his girl. That was the first time she seen him rap.
Oh, yep. Yeah, she's talking about Chris. You know, did you see Chris?
Chris
Terrell. Chris Terrell. That was his first time. But that was cool. And one thing that I thought was super dope about that experience is that it was a great situation, man, because I don't know how many people would have been there if it wasn't First Friday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was First Friday.
Yeah, it was First Friday.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's what I'm saying. So
I see how
so that's another thing because it's like if we put together the show, we're there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if some of your friends, but with that, it's a little different because you have someone that's just walking by. It's like, oh, what's this? And now it's a new audience. And what else is cool about it is that I noticed a lot throughout the night that a lot of people were looking, right? So like we're inside and people just they just kept going like that, trying to look over, trying to look through the window and stuff like that. But what I thought was just really dope about that is that it was just people's art that was bringing that attention. You know, so you're a poet, you're a hip hop artist. Your work has these people out there looking in like that. They're intrigued by what you're creating, you know, as an artist. So I just thought that was super dope to take in.
I think it was amazing just because, again, I've been saying on Facebook lately that Vegas hasn't had a spot since like Money Plays to really have an open mic like that, and that energy felt exactly like that. It felt contagious. It felt the same. So like I hope that continues. But that energy that particular night, I honestly think was perfect. Seeing Chris go up there doing his thing. Well, both Crooks and Chris Harrell.
Oh yeah, Chris Crooks. Yeah, he's dope too.
He was dope up there, and it was what was it? Spotlight Poetry.
Yeah, they got their whole crew out there.
Their whole crew was up there. I didn't even know there was a clique like that existed. So that entire night was just incredible. It was impeccable.
It was dope, man. And there was a couple artists too that I seen that they just felt like in the music too. Like you can hear like the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like they like stuff that they're really going through. And we talk about this because I just be hyped, man. I be hyped, and so I asked them both to come up. Randy had just had a couple drinks on her. I just gave her something to drink to.
Put me on blast, okay?
Oh,
put
man.
me on blast.
But,
I was just there enjoying.
Yeah, she was there enjoying. But see, I just be hyped. That's why. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I gotta maintain that right so that we're cool and they don't want to not come to the shows anymore.
No, I'm just gonna be prepared at all times now. It was cool. I just gotta have my script ready.
Just be ready. That's just because I get excited and I'm just like, yo, check Vic out, man. Yo, Randy, go do something. Zeke, go do something. Because it's just like, hey, look, they were just on the show. Let me show you how they do
excitement
it.
Around
it. You know, it's just fun, man. It really was a lot of fun, and it was a learning experience for me too, because there were some things that I would definitely, I think I want to change to make it better, but it was a lot of fun.
Right.
What other states have you put together shows in besides here in California?
You know what's funny is that we've been in California often, actually, because we've just been in different cities in California. Like San Francisco, we're going to Santa Barbara now, San Diego, LA. But now I really want to start, branching out to different cities, across the state, across across the country. I want to go to New York.
Are you putting on a show in Denver? No.
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah, work in progress.
Oh, was that secret?
No. It's all good. We speaking things into existence.
Look. All right.
We speaking things. Look, we just do it exclusive on this show now. Might as well put it out there.
All right, so we're not gonna air this for a couple weeks.
Hey, but yeah, we just confirmed Denver officially. Hey. So Denver's gonna be cool, man. Denver's gonna be real cool. We're announcing the next week. Yeah. Exclusive. Denver's gonna be cool.
California, different, which is cool. You went to Northern California. That's really cool. Like San Francisco, but I think
Denver's gonna be. I feel good about Denver.
Yeah. Just getting off of the coast.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic is gonna show up to the show.
I'm excited. People out here, we wanted to get away.
Nuggets.
It's gonna be fun, man, because it's just different. It's just a different experience for people because you go to any artist that's like a hip hop act, rapper, whatever. It's like that's what it is, and that's cool. But this is just a little different vibe because it's like a little bit of both. Even like from just a poetry show, it's just combined. So it's just a cool experience because you get a little bit of both. I
feel like it's a well-rounded experience, and then kind of how you were saying earlier. With the rap, of course, too, but with a lot of the poetry, you'll hear a lot more of that, like, pain, that personal experience, that, those trials and things that we're trying to get over, that space of being just vulnerable.
Right.
So I think it just does really good at attacking the different, groups all within, I think, what you could say, like, hip-hop and poetry, they go together anyways.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. So it's just a perfectly curated show. I feel like people of all demographics can sit there and enjoy what it is that, you're putting together on. So
I get a lot of people say after this, like, therapeutic, because the poet might say something and then the hip hop act, Vic might go up there and say something that people just connect with. And I think it's really cool because people will message after and be like, man, I needed that.
Yeah.
I felt that. Like, thank you. Come back again.
That's how San Diego was.
The San Diego show is already selling tickets. It's not till May. We haven't even promoted it yet, but it's cool that tickets are selling in San Diego again. And we ain't really said nothing, but just like we're gonna go out there that did. But we put a lot of work into the promo and stuff. We haven't promoted anything, but it's selling tickets, which is cool, because people felt it, want to come back again. But trying to go to more places for sure, all across the country, really. I'd love to do a show in London too.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, manifest that. Here we go on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Vari, we need some of your magic. Yeah.
Hey, Vari, hey, so speak that real
Hip
quick.
hop and poetry is going to London.
Yeah, man, that
Say
would be
that.
cool.
Say that.
Ideally, it'd be cool to get like a sponsor for like a tour or something like that
Yeah.
because it's expensive,
Yeah.
man, and it's just about it's one of those things where really it's just about because you love to do it, you know.
Exactly.
And it's definitely not like I'm balling off of the show, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. It's just because
yet.
I'm trying to give people this opportunity, and I take a lot of risks doing it, you know, because to the venue it's me, and so I gotta put up all the money up front to make it happen. And I just go into it like I'm just trying to break even at first. You know what I'm saying?
You ever thought about turning it into like a small festival?
I have, yeah. Actually, I was gonna do that before COVID hit. Yeah, I was thinking about that before COVID hit, and then COVID shut everything down.
Mike is
Look,
beautiful.
everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike is
Mike is
beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Hey, it's
it.
got
It
a
was
nice
gonna be
little ring
cool,
to
man.
it.
I had a whole vision. For it, and then
still there.
I was gonna start with. Funny, Brooklyn Bowl was almost like part of it because I had this idea of going bigger and stuff like that. But then it was gonna be different. I wanted to do like a whole festival thing, you know,
Yeah.
with the food vendors and just different types of vendors and stuff like that, and then artists and trying to put the whole thing together. It's really expensive to do on a festival scale, even on a small scale. Because if you think about it, which going into you realize like even just to put a stage can be
Yeah.
$10,000, $15,000, $20,000, you know?
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
could be free here.
Yeah.
We could talk after this, man.
Well,
We
look,
can talk
I
after
know,
this.
I know. A long time ago, they did a festival here back when like 2016. They did a little fest right here.
Yeah, we could talk after this.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you.
that was right outside in the parking lot. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I be thinking, man. I be thinking it's a lot of money behind it. You know.
I got you.
All right, for sure.
We're gonna talk, but on the pod. So I got some.
Got some questions?
Well, no.
Oh.
Before I even do any of that, have you ever thought about opening up like a studio or anything and just working with artists like exclusively, having a couple producers and stuff like that, and then you like mentoring them?
Yeah. I almost opened a studio. When was this? Probably like 2 years ago. Yeah, I almost opened a studio. Cause my thing is, man, I just go crazy with it. Cause I just like if I go all in about it, you know.
Right.
So like when I was thinking about opening up a studio, man, I was gonna deck it out. I had the whole vision and stuff like that. But I didn't end up going that route. But that's just because I know the commitment that it takes too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I even thought about opening a space where artists could just come in and do their own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But even that was like a whole thing that you still got. It's just a lot of like,
moving pieces.
it's a lot of logistics behind things. I wish I was like super baller, man, because I'll be killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
Hey, soon
baller.
come.
I would be
soon
super.
come.
Hey,
Baller.
you know, like Magic and Shaq
Yeah.
and Snoop, they just be in so many different things. Like, man, I'm working my way towards it for sure.
Hey, so did
But,
they.
like,
So did they? They have
Yeah,
started
that's
somewhere.
what I'm saying, man. So it's like you just get once you get the ball rolling, you just build momentum. I always say momentum is important.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand money's not everything, man, but your money got to be right to
Facts.
make certain
No,
moves.
facts.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So when you realize that, you look at life differently because it's like if you can get your money right, then you could do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like money's not everything, but money can be powerful.
Right.
You know what I'm
Opens a lot of
saying?
doors, man.
To the right person and with the right mindset. And so that's how I look at it. So at the same time, I'm trying to be creative, and I'm also trying to get this money.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just hard.
Have healthy balance.
Yeah, you gotta have a healthy balance, man. You gotta live a good life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to invest in yourself first. You got to invest in it first. And you might not see that, instant gratification. Sometimes you got to build it up a little bit. But if you keep that vision in mind and know your why, like, you're going to get there.
Momentum
good.
leads to an avalanche.
Well,
Just
see,
saying.
it's like I don't know if it's the old saying or not, but it's like you can't help other people till you got yourself
Yeah,
right. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
So it's just like, anything else. Like you got to make sure you're straight and you got your foundation good so then you can help other people. Because if not, everybody's sinking. If you're all trying to,
Facts.
trying to reach out and do things and you all need a little help, you're really not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? If you're not helping each other or have somebody that could just give you like a little hand, you know what I'm saying? Help you get up a little bit. So I'm just trying to be right so I can help the people around me and give opportunities to other people,
Have you hit any roadblocks?
In what sense?
In the sense of when it comes to these shows and stuff like that, Has it been like certain places didn't really want to rock with it, or they weren't really understanding what you were trying to do?
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying to set up a show in Arizona, and everybody keeps denying the show.
What's up, Arizona?
Yeah,
What's
I don't know. I thought everybody kept
racist
saying
to
Arizona
me.
was
I thought
cool,
y'all loved this.
but
Why won't they let him do
I
this?
don't know, man. Venues have the funny thing is like respect for that. Like they've been hitting back, but it's just everybody been saying no.
Right.
Man, I don't understand why. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a cool show, it's a cool vibe, but that's the one place so far that everybody's just been like, no. I respect that though, because other places when we reach out, like they don't even
They
respond.
don't say anything. Yeah.
You know, I'm
Oh,
trying to
sounds
figure
very
out
similar.
why Arizona's not messing with it.
And it's like any place in Arizona that you've been here.
So far, the places that I've reached out to,
just been like, nah.
yeah, and I'm pretty good at reaching out. You know what I'm saying? And the show has some history, so it makes a little more sense.
I'm listening for the reasons why Arizona hasn't called Don
Right.
I don't know, man. They just been recommending different venues, but then the venues that they recommend are still saying no. So everybody just been saying no right now in Arizona. And I have looked into like doing like even just renting a spot. But sometimes as much as I want to do it, just doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Because I still want it to be a good experience. So it's like if I rent an empty spot that doesn't have like the right equipment to host the show,
I feel you.
and then also I like to have a bar at the show. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a cool vibe. So it just becomes extremely difficult to put it together because I don't want to do it and then it's not a cool vibe. You know?
I feel it.
So I'm still working on it. But Arizona's gonna happen somehow. We're gonna make
Hey.
Arizona happen.
So I'm gonna blaze a trail somehow. I'm gonna do it.
It would be cool in Arizona. But yeah, that's
It
one
would.
roadblock. Even on like the marketing side, it gets expensive to promote the show to people because it's all to new faces. You know, people don't know the show or nothing like that. I mean, you build a following. Like Vegas has a little following, San Diego now too. But it's just like when you go into a new market, nobody knows you like that. It's not, you know, like who's like. It's not like any big artist is coming to the city. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like, oh, I'm about to go check this person out because they rock with them. It's not like that. They're just like, oh, what's this?
Right.
You know? So you gotta convince people to come out.
Right.
Yeah. It's different. It's a cool vibe, but you gotta like market it.
Yeah. You definitely got to get it out there.
Yeah, it's not like if you know when Drake announces a tour, it just buy the tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep.
People in the different cities or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
I'll buy the tickets.
So it's like this is like a show that nobody knows or nothing like that. Obviously, that's a crazy comparison, but you get what I'm saying. It's like there's no following in these cities.
Yeah.
You know, when we go to Santa Barbara, nobody knows.
Right.
It's just
Denver,
getting that
nobody
buzz.
knows.
It's just, you know.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of a risk too. Is just going into these new cities and promoting it. And sometimes that gets super expensive. That's some of the roadblocks. I'll tell you one thing. One major roadblock that I hit with this last show, the Brooklyn Bowl show, actually, is we run ads, and I don't know why, but for some reason they started rejecting the ads, saying that it was promoting adult content.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. Basically, they said it had something to do with some adult content, like you know, some sort of websites that you're not supposed to be going to at work. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely.
And I was like, "What's the problem?" But they just kept rejecting it. It didn't matter what it
Hip-hop and
was.
poetry?
Yeah, hip hop and poetry. And they
Who's
just kept
looking at
rejecting it.
this?
Finally, I got it worked out, but it was like that was a major roadblock because for like 2
Yeah.
weeks,
Oh,
for like 2
dang.
weeks on this last Brooklyn Bowl show, it wouldn't let me promote to Instagram, and that's a whole different demographic.
Yeah.
You know, so imagine 2 weeks is going by, shows coming up, and you can't even reach these people on this platform.
Yeah.
Nah, for real. Like that's a major disadvantage.
So what's your? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go
You're
ahead.
about to ask a question. What's your biggest like marketing tool? What do you promote to the most, or like? Because you said that's a whole different. I can't remember. Like audience. Like, so what's your number one? Like, what's your always number one go to? I guess promotion method.
I would say Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know. Like in Vegas, we do like billboards and stuff like that. We tried radio once. I just don't know how
Flyers. Do
effective it
people
was.
Still do that? Flyers and stuff.
Nah, I used to do flyers, but I feel like you could reach a whole lot more people just running a
Flyers are
Facebook
kinda
ad or
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah,
ad.
yeah.
So it's like you can get your flyer seen. Even if you want to spend $40 on flyers, you could probably reach thousands of people with $40 on Instagram. You know,
Nah, for real.
so I'm a logical person. You know, so
Make it
I
make
feel
sense,
like I did pass out flyers this last show, Brooklyn Bowl. we came right here and we set up and I had some flyers, and that's just that guerrilla marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll do it because I had the opportunity. Like, sure, that's why not? But it's not like I'm not rolling around in cars putting them on flyers and stuff. It just doesn't. To me, it just doesn't make enough sense to do. You know?
Did y'all have any more questions before I started asking random questions?
Have you thought about getting like people to invest in it? Like,
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I've been trying. Actually, I just had a recent conversation about, maybe somebody having some interest or something like that, because it's I think the demographic is cool for different companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who want to get involved with the people that come out to the shows, whether it's a liquor company, it could be a marijuana company. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hardin, come holla at us.
yeah. So it's
some
like
of them poets be talking.
yeah, man. So I think there's, and even on the festival side, it's like they say festivals they lose money for like the first 3 to 5 years,
Right?
Like music festivals. So it's like it could. I see potential in the whole like brand and just what it offers to people. So it could definitely be something for like maybe in a few years people are like, yo, like let's run a tour. Like we'll pay for the tour. Like let's just go and be involved in this, because people like to be involved with cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. So if a particular company is like, yo, we just like what you're doing, we want to be a part of that, like, man, that'd be dope. So I'm working on it.
I mean, if y'all know anybody, you know what I'm saying, send them our way.
We know y'all
what I'm
know
saying?
people. We know.
So hit Mike with the sponsorship deal. All right.
I think it has a lot of potential though, man, for sure.
That's a fact.
Because it's like, it's cool, man. And what I realized too is people are real engaged. The people that follow like the show, even when they're not around the show anymore, like people that are in San Diego or LA or whatever, and they're following, when we post different shows or the content, like I think they engage with it.
That hip hop and poetry does have a growing community around it. Like, it's dope. A lot of support. The foundation is actually, I'm not going to say surprisingly strong, because I feel like that's a little disrespectful, but like it is where the foundation is for it right now is great yet again.
One of the things that I realized too is when we did the open mic and it was posted to the Instagram, like the stories. Yeah. This is why I talk about engagement, because a lot of people were clicking on like, oh, who's this? So like all the people that got posted got a lot of clicks from people that are just like, oh, that was dope. Who's this person? You know what I'm saying? And so that's a whole other thing that I want to work on right now to bring more content to people that are wanting it, and then also for the performers that maybe they can't be at a show here in Vegas or San Diego, but they're in, I don't know, in whatever city that they're in, like Seattle or something like that. They're just like, yo, that's dope, and they're dope. Like, I just want to take that content and share it to these people, because they're gonna be clicking on your name. Yeah. So it's just another way to like present this art to these people that love to see it, because they'll engage with it. So that's one of the things that we're working on right now, is just like, yo, how can we get this person that's in New York or that's in LA or that's in a small town that's a poet, and all they got to do is record it, send it to us so we could post it.
Right.
Like how we did with your videos. Same thing.
Those got a lot of engagement too.
But then they just do it on their own. They record a poem or they record a verse or something tight, send it to us so that we could post it. Be like, yo, check this person out, they dope. And then
you get a lot of peace of mind, knowing that you're just helping these people out and just giving them this platform and starting up some people's careers. You know what I mean? Because I find myself, just like you're saying, you're a fan of these people. I'm becoming a fan of a lot of people that I would not have been a fan of if it weren't for a lot of these shows. You know what I mean? So
it's a great feeling, man. It just feels good, because when I see these people perform, like for one, Brooklyn Bowl never had poets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's never happened that I know of.
True. No.
And then even like on the local side, I used to be like, man, I can't wait till I get to Brooklyn Bowl. And so a lot of times it's national touring acts, and it's hard to even like get on that like a show as like an opener or something like that. And so this last show, I was trying to get a bunch of people on, I saw Jerry too. Jerry was there, and I was like, man, Jerry, just go up there and do your thing. So I just try to get as many people on, so it's cool to see these people interact. And then after, like, what felt good too is like, it's like this new experience for people sometimes, because after when we had that review, like of all the performers and stuff like that, and they were talking about the cipher, and they were talking about like each person, how it is just tight, man, because they're like each person has this little short description of like how they killed it, you know, and a lot of times people haven't experienced that yet, you know. So your name's on an article, and you can send that to your family and be like, "Yo, check this out. This is cool," and it has your picture, and you're doing this, and it's just a whole different experience. Which I know after sending it to like the artist, like, "Yo, check this out. This was like a little review on the show." Their excitement was cool, man, because I know it feels good, you know. And then even when you're at the shows and you see these people, like the crowd interacting with people, it's fun, man. Like when Vic was out there killing it with the band and stuff. People were grooving. Vic was talking about what's the line about the money?
I've been waiting on this money.
I'm waiting on this money, waiting on this money, and everybody's like, "I've been waiting on this money, waiting on it." And what's the other one? The sugar pie.
Oh, sugar honey pie.
Yeah, sugar pie. Honey. Yeah. So it's cool, man. And I even when Randy kicked it off last time, when you first came up there with the poems and stuff like that, like people it's just cool to see people quiet down and show like that love and support, you know,
love, respect,
and that's why, on that note, I want to say this because this one thing I'm trying to do is like get them out of Vegas sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like to San Diego or to Santa Barbara or to Denver, just like as much as I can, you know, like give them the opportunity to go somewhere else and like be exposed to new people, you know, in different cities. Because I know it's hella cool when you get to go somewhere else and like perform, you know.
Spots like Denver.
It just makes it worth it because, like, even say, like, you know, you talking about from the business perspective, you're not really making money on this shit yet.
Right.
You know, and then from, like, the artist perspective, you know, not really making money like that either, but it's worth it because it's providing, like, just a full experience, you know, just to travel, to connect with folks, you know, grow our fan base, and then to be able to represent you and what you're bringing to the culture.
Right.
You know, it's really just, like, a all-inclusive experience, so it makes it worth it.
It's a great feeling too, man. And like even being in Vegas when I used to go out to LA, nobody ever paid me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. Like I'm just trying to go out there and do my thing, man. Yeah. And so I always looked at it like I just wanted to get in front of people. You know what I'm saying? So I present it from like that way of like I know how it feels to just be able to get the opportunity to begin with. You know, to go out there and be like, man, this is cool. Like it's just a vibe, man. So it feels great to be able to do that. Ultimately, it'd be cool to get somebody to like sponsor a tour or something that we could just
keep saying it. We gonna write it down.
Yeah, that we could just roll and just be like, yo, we're going on like, I don't know, 15 city tour or something like that. And like so and so sponsoring it. We living it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even just to have expenses covered would be cool. Cause I know for me, like I'm trying to break even. So to have to not have some balance or something like that, like, man, that'd be cool, you know? I just want to give people opportunities. I just wish I had more money to give people opportunities. What's up? How you doing?
So, Mike, I think we went over the next couple shows. Is there anything else that you want to bring to the people's attention, to our attention?
Man, I just say just support the socials right now, man, and just stick with us. Sign up on the mailing list so you can stay up to date. Because I have like big visions, you know, ambitions for the hip hop and poetry thing, man. And I even think about like you said, like a festival, you know. Man, I just want to do big things, man. You know, so follow hip hop and poetry. You know what I'm saying? Check out the podcast, share the podcast. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Just show love, man. And I would just say, as a general rule of thumb to anybody, man, just help your people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just keep doing your thing. Show love to everybody. Building up the people around you. It feels great, man.
It does.
You know? And disconnect yourself from anybody who ain't right for you, man. I say that too.
Cut them off.
Yeah, man.
You know what it is.
All right, man. So that was Mike Xavier. I want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank y'all for, you know, sitting on the couch and talking to them. I want to thank you for being here. Can you let the people know where they can find you, what they need to be following, and where?
Yeah. So my personal page is Mike Xavier __, and that's on Twitter. The same thing too. And then follow Hip Hop and Poetry on that's the same handle, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. Like you can go to hiphopandpoetry.com to kind of be a little more in the know of what's going on. Sign up for the mailing list. And that is one thing that I want to bring more content to people with, like, you know, if you're just a dope artist, whatever it is, I want to start gathering that content to just show it to other people, you know. So
Gotcha.
appreciate any support.
All right, yeah, of course.
Thank you for having me too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you for
sir.
coming, man. Yo.
We'll see y'all next time.
You know what it is. Yeah. Keep it low.